The Tigers were looking for consecutive wins for the first time this season when they took to their home showgrounds to face off against the Bulldogs. The Red and Whites have really been struggling of late and look like an easy kill for the in-form Tigers. Probably right on the 50, Hayden Schleuf. It's pretty close to the man on the mark. He got inside the 50-metre line, but he's got the journey. Make no mistake about that.
Straight down the middle. Just about every player on the grounds in this area. Almost a mark in from the side was McGovern. Through comes Foster. Takes the opportunity and kicks the goal.
Clears the centre square, gets to about 52 metres, drives up toward full forward. Abbott was behind. Parry did pretty well, but Abbott's recovery great. He got the hand pass off to McGovern. Hand pass further afield. Celebrating. Are they premature celebrations? They are not.
To ground here by Andrews. Blackwell gets a hand pass back. Worried out of it was Taylor. Now Gillespie collects the footy. Kicks into space. That's a well-weighted pass. Sits up nicely for Colica. About to be run down. Snaps to the vacant goal square. How will it bounce? It bounces through. Bounces through. And the Bulldogs get the one that they needed. And Seller collects. The Bulldogs should be able to rebound. Higgins' kick is untidy. Cook fumbles. Claremont with an opportunity now. Working his way through the pack was Davies. It's all Claremont inside 50 now. They're just got to work out who's going to kick the goal. The hand pass is okay. And it's Bradshaw who runs in and kicks his third goal right on the half-time siren.
Throw in there from Claire Knight. Hams, going past him was Orzell. Perhaps Hams is not 100% right. Nearly a mark there to McGovern, just couldn't make it stick. Strom. Then it was Borovac. The hand pass was no good. It goes to McGovern. This time he finds the major opening.
Hanley a big leap on the wing. Great roving from Blackwell. Kick goes to Abbott, who has time to recover. Wants to charge straight through the man. Does well. Has a bounce after the fend off. Kicks to the open square to the advantage of Bradshaw. Bradshaw stretches and marks. And Bradshaw's going to do the Stevie Johnson. Left foot snap across the body. Kicks his fourth. Not to mention the quality of player he is. Bradshaw, a massive leap. Couldn't take the mark. Crashed the pack though. Tigers with another chance inside 50. Foster overruns the football. Back up comes from Abbott, hooks it across his body. That's an outstanding kick from one step. And Abbott's had an interesting day.
High kick. Fremantle need to get their skates on, but look at that mark from Abbott. He's just floated in there. Rising to the top like the cream. Goes looking for Bradshaw. His recovery was good, his class outstanding, gave it to Blackwell, speaking of class, and Blackwell floats it through, and that could be it. The Tigers, you'd think, have done enough to get home in this one. Daryl Panizza there on the right of screen. So for the victors, Jack Bradshaw, the star goal kicker of the day, kicking 5 for the Tigers. McGovern 2, Neitz, Blackwell, Foster, Yo and Yabbott, each with 1. And for the Bulldogs, Schleuf, Colica and Harvey, each kicked 2, whilst Higgins, Saunders and Hams 1 apiece. For Claremont, Luke Blackwell in Sandover medal, best winning form, 32 possessions, 11 marks and 1 goal. Ryan Neitz, 26 possessions and a goal. Jack Bradshaw, 9 marks, 5 goals and 18 possessions. Corey Yo, very good with 21 possessions, 22 to Matt Orzell. Matt Davies with 21, Foster 22 and a goal, and Ben Danaher, 24 possessions. For South Fremantle, Tim Kelly was quite outstanding when he got the footy. Had 26 possessions and took 6 marks. Jacob Martinez also outstanding, 10 marks, 23 possessions, 22 to Schleuf. He kicked 2 goals also. Stephen Verrier had 26 possessions. Higgins in ruck was outstanding against Mark Seaby and gathered 20 possessions himself and 6 marks. Brendan Verrier with 24 possessions was good. Borovac in defence and Colica up forward had 18 possessions and kicked 2 goals. Well, certainly in the end, Claremont tore away with more kicks. South Fremantle had more handballs. The marks were dominated by Claremont, 132 to 87. The inside 50s, bit of an imbalance there with 52 to the Bulldogs, 44 to the Tigers. The centre breaks were pretty even. South Fremantle just having 3 more than Claremont, but where it really counted was on the scoreboard. And after leading by 22 points at quarter time, it was 15 points at half time, just 1 point, and the game was in the balance at 3/4 time. The Tigers steadied, played the better in the final quarter and ran out winners by 22 points, 12-13, 85 to the Bulldogs, 9-9-63.
Well, Bucky, congratulations. It was a pretty hard day at the office.
Yeah, I think in the first probably 2 to 3 quarters, our foot skills just really hurt us and let us down, and going forward we just couldn't hit a target. So It was a bit of a scrappy affair, but in that last quarter, I think we really played the footy we're trying to play each week, so it's good to come away with a win.
The third quarter, you're only a point in front. I think they were actually kicking with the end where most of the goals have been scored for most of the day. There was no worry you'd finish off okay?
No, I think we've got young legs in this side, so I don't think we had any worry about them having the win in the last quarter. But, yeah, we just, in the first 3 quarters, we couldn't capitalise on a lot of the footy we had. And, yeah, it was just a good last quarter against the wind and shows the character of this young side.
There was plenty of injuries on both sides. Obviously, South Fremantle had quite a few, finished with 2 bad ones on the bench. Yep. You guys looked a bit sore as well. Did the conditions play a lot to do with that?
I think the conditions are all right. I think it's just one of those days. The ball's a little bit slippery with the sweat, and the ground's a little bit slippery underfoot every now and then. We've had rain the last week, so yeah, it's just one of those days, I think.
And your game, mate, brilliant as normal, but you know, you missed a lot of footy this year. Everything's back in good shape.
Yeah, mate, all fresh and ready to go.
All right. Good work, mate. Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
Hey, risking head and skin. Hey, we're behind, we never mind. We'll fight and fight a winner. We're from Tigerland. We never win to the final. Star and tails. But the Tigers are bold. We're strong and bold. We're from Tiger. Yellow and blue. We're from Tigerland.
Well, Michael, a pretty tough win there, but the boys really showed some good spite and hung in there and won well.
Yeah, look, we held on in front for most of the game. They'd made a couple of runs at us. I think in the end they had a few sore boys, which might have played in our favour a little bit. To our guys' credit, we stuck at it. I think we went through some pretty ugly patches of footy, but we persevered and we found some ways to score. And in the end, yeah, we're happy to take the points.
At half-time, I saw that you got quickly out to a couple of players. You were pretty disappointed with a few efforts there?
Oh, well, you know, it's just making a point, I suppose. We were a couple of goals up at half-time and I felt as if we'd played some pretty sloppy footy and we'd lost a few crucial one-on-one contests, and it was probably just reminding them of that fact. And sometimes, you know, the scoreboard says we're in front, but in reality, we could have quite easily been behind. So we needed to sharpen up, and I thought we did that a bit in the second half.
Well, they got to within 1 point there at three-quarter time. You must have said something to get them going, and I think they really finished off well in the last quarter.
Yeah, they did finish off well. I don't think it was anything that I did. It was more the boys probably just dug in and the ball fell our way a few times. But I think we tightened up on a couple of their key players, which got a lot of the ball in the third quarter. And I think in the last quarter with their injuries, combined with the fact we tightened up on those guys, it meant they lost a bit of run and it probably went in our favour.
We spoke about the youth coming through here at Claremont, and some of those boys were very good again today, Abbott and McGovern. You must be pleased with the way they're progressing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're very young kids and, you know, they're really exciting. They can do some really spectacular things, which is fantastic for the fans and for football supporters. So, yeah, we're wrapped. Claremont's got a great tradition of producing players like that, and certainly those two, plus a few others. Yeah. There's a couple of unheralded guys in the back line that are standing up for me every week as well, in Lockie Davey and Matt Davies, and Jack Bradshaw today I thought was fantastic. So a lot of contributors, which is great.
Are you confident you can finish the rest of the season off pretty well and worry a few sides?
Oh, look, I think we're playing far more competitive footy, and that's all you've got to do. And then it's situational. It depends what happens during the course of the game. And if we can put ourselves in positions to be competitive, then we should win a few more games, that's for sure.
Congratulations, well done. Thanks. Beautiful.
So in other round 15 matches, West Perth were Swan District's too strong for West Perth, running out winners by 29 points at the arena. East Fremantle held off a fast finishing Perth to beat the Demons by just 10 points, and East Perth far too strong for Peel Thunder, running out winners by 63 points. So East Perth have cemented themselves at the top of the table, increasing their percentage. Swan District's back onto the winners list, joining them on 44 points. Subiaco had the bye this weekend, but they are in third position by percentage over East Fremantle. West Perth outside the top four, and it may be just a job too far for them, followed by Tigers, who are on the improve, Perth, South Fremantle and Peel Thunder. Next week is the WAFL's international round, round 16. Our match of the day between West Perth and Subiaco at Arena Joondalup will be live on air from 2 p.m.